Mishnah. Mishnah. Freedom is what makes the world go round. Thank you. Ah, we like to ball. Rolling Mishnah.
Oh, your bad self.
Happy Freedom Friday, children of the lawn.
Oh, happy Freedom Friday, children of the lawn.
Oh, we got some thanking to do here.
You got thanking?
We got thanking to do. Let's see who we got to
I'm
thank.
thanking God I'm still upright.
We got to thank Kitty and Michael and Gail and Brenda and Lori
Kitty
and
Michael
Lila.
and Gail and Lila. Our newest child of the lawn.
Is it pronounced
Child of
Lila or Lila? Let us
Because
know.
it's Lillian, right?
I don't know.
Oh,
They like the butterflies, though.
Well, that's for you guys.
There you go.
Whoa, dude.
Did you send them your star thank
I
you?
sent him there. I have the fantasy star thank you. now.
Okay.
See, take a look. Look, there it is. I got cheap today because I'm beat to shit.
We're tired today.
Oh man, let me tell you what. We are still feeling the effects of the hurricanes of what was it? What year was it? 2022, I think. Was it?
Well,
2020?
it will be
A year
2
and a half
years
ago.
ago. Yeah, 2022.
Shit. A friend of ours really lost everything in the hurricane. And we're not doing gloom. This is the no gloom
His
ball.
whole
So no
house
gloom.
was underwater.
His whole house was underwater. Lost every piece of furniture.
He had to save people in his boat because
Here's how
they
it
were trying to
went.
evacuate.
He lives near the canals down here. And they were saying that it was going to be a wind event. They were talking about him having a wind event.
No water.
No water.
No flooding.
That it was going to be wind. So they suggested that he strap his boat down. You know, he has one of those good big fishing boats. That he straps it down and puts the plugs in, or takes the plugs out. I don't remember which it was. But anyway, then at the last minute, it turns into a water event.
Yes.
And when I say a water event, you know, here where we live, we have canals around us, but they're to get rid of the water.
Right.
So we don't have to worry
Well,
about
we
flooding.
have drainage ditches.
Yeah, they're whatever they are. They're
Oh,
good.
and we have to thank BSC.
BSC, come on into the jungle. And so, but Mike, all of a sudden, he gets a warning that it's not going to be a wind event, it's going to be a water event. And that, so he has to go out and put the plugs in his boat. And I don't know about fishing boats.
I don't know.
I don't do boats anymore.
We don't fish. We
Did them
don't.
as a kid, but I don't, you know. And so he has to, so his boat is now strapped down to the trailer, but he's going to have a water event. So he now has to unstrap the boat from the trailer. He's got like 15 minutes to put the plugs back in this thing.
He said all of a sudden the water is.
All of a sudden it rose like 5 feet.
In like within 15 minutes.
And
he had to
half of
get
his house
out of
is
there.
underwater. He had to get out of
Or he
there.
would have drowned.
He would have drowned. And so he has to now unstrap the boat from the trailer. And he's in the fishing boat driving the boat up and down his street, rescuing his neighbors.
Yeah, because they were in their SUVs trying to get out, and the water was up to their roofs, and they were
had
like
to climb out of their sunroofs to get
into his boat, and he didn't even know them. And he was saying, "Come on, get on in." He was rescuing
Nice way to
everybody
meet your
on his
neighbors,
street.
right?
Yep.
So anyway, for the past year, I mean, you know, we've all been through the insurance bullshit. I mean, it's Florida.
It
it's
took
hurricanes,
forever,
it's
you know.
But poor Mike really took it, man. I mean, he just took it.
He's a
bad.
mechanic, so he
works on our cars. He's always worked on our cars. And the thing about our cars is, if you don't, they can be very expensive to fix. And Mike was always honest with us, and always just did. It was like
but he works Monday through Friday, like 8 to 5.
And he's rebuilding his whole house from the inside out. By himself, because he can't get his insurance adjuster to do the right thing. Carpenters were screwing him over, and this and that, and the other thing. So we have way too much furniture in this house.
Yes.
And we decided to give him quite a bit of it. And so he and his son came over today, and
gave him a bedroom set.
Gave him an entire bedroom set, a Tommy Bahama, nice, beautiful bedroom set. That's you know, I mean, and it sounds charitable, and it is, but nobody's even used this thing. I think it's been slept in. There's a what do you call the big armoire? There's a dresser and a desk and a bed with a headboard.
It's a Sealy Posturepedic
and
pillow top.
It's been slept in
queen
5
size.
times.
Yeah.
So we said, man, come and get it.
Yep.
And he came over today with his son, who's a great
Gave him
kid.
3 bar stools.
And yeah, but the hard part was I had to help him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And man,
his kid, let me tell you, is like 6'6". He looks like a football player.
Yeah, I mean, he said to me, Lori said, "How tall are you?" He said, "I'm 6'3".
He said, "I don't know, 6'3".
I said, "You are not 6'3". I am 6'3".
Yeah.
You are 6'5".
Yeah.
Or better.
Yeah, and he's like
just the nicest kid, Robert.
Must be what, about 25 now?
Yeah, and smart as a whip, and they had these straps that they put. I don't know.
So we have dollies, and we're like, don't use the straps. Put the dollies under it.
Get it? It was nuts.
We were all helping.
But it was great.
And Steve's t-shirt was like so sweaty.
Man, I felt like I played 2 sets.
Yeah,
I was just beat. I'm still beat, but you know what? It feels so good because
to help, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
this
stuff is just sitting in this room doing nothing. So
and he had to put it in a storage unit because
he's still doing his floors.
He hasn't put his new floors down yet after a year and a half.
He's one of our best friends down here, so you do what you can. That's what we did today, and it beat the shit out of me. I'm tired, I'm achy, but I'm grateful.
Yeah.
So, children.
But he saved people.
He
and
did. He
listen,
saved
and
people.
what they didn't know where to go, and they saw one house that had like a little patch of land they could see by the door. So he pulled the boat there. The people got off the boat, and the people in the house said, "Come on in," and they didn't know any of them, and they spent the night at these people's house.
He sent, and it's, you know, I mean, the whole community. There were a lot of people in this community died. They were killed.
Yes, they were.
Because it's water serious.
If it wasn't for Mike, a lot more would have died.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Yeah.
So
they wrote about him in the paper, even.
Yeah. Called him Noah. No. But
No.
he was. I mean, he's an unbelievable
He was telling
guy.
him, put your dog in here, put your cat in here, come on, put him in.
And he's, I mean, literally driving his boat up and down the street.
He thinks on his feet.
people.
Yeah, he thinks on his feet.
Yeah, and he's so, you know, I mean, he also, another thing about Mike is he worked on one of the teams, you know, the Bonneville Salt Flats, where they set the land speed record. He worked on one of the cars that used a 12-cylinder Aston Martin motor as the starter motor.
Years and years ago.
This is
Yeah, that was on TV too.
Yeah, that was on.
That wasn't even on the news. That was like on a TV show.
Yeah, and he's a genius mechanic.
Well, Gail says his good deeds are coming back to him. Yes,
Well,
they are.
yeah, man. Yes, they are. And if anybody deserves him, Mike does, because he just goes out of his way for everybody. Always has.
Yep. Anytime we have a problem with anything like, the washing machine, the dryer, we'll call him up, Mike, what do we do?
What do we do?
And he'll tell us, and we'll say, what tool do we use?
No, it's fun.
But
yeah.
wait, Steve had a tool today for his drums.
Well, Mike goofs on me because he beat things with a stick for a living, and he can fix anything with gum and a paper clip.
Yeah, and he's MacGyver.
And so he laughs at me all the time. Oh, you're helpless.
Yep.
And so we're trying to take this bed apart in the white bed apart, and he didn't bring his tools with him. So I said, and I went and I have one tool.
Electric drill
that I use. I don't even use it. My
roadies
use it to change drum heads because you can back the lugs out real fast. And I just happen to have the proper fitting, the thing. And I said, "Hey, Mike, will this work?"
And then,
sure enough, it worked.
Yeah, he has it at home, but the new improved version. He said, when you come over here, you're going to see the new improved version of that.
He's just so anyway. That was our day today, and it was
that's how we
get
along, people.
It's a little achy, but well worth it to help a friend, and that's what we do. So guess who's here? Let's see.
I think it's Booker.
Nope.
It's not Angus.
It's not Angus. Angus is sleeping. It's Dandy Don Wershba.
Oh, and who does he have with him?
Yeah, who's with you there, Don?
Ooh, this is my latest obsession, the Gripweeds.
The Gripweeds?
Yes, band from New Jersey that sound like power pop from the 60s.
Wow.
Grip like grifters?
Grip like a grip?
Yes.
Like weeds?
Grip
Yes.
weeds?
Yes.
All right, I'll check him out.
It comes from a... Hey.
How you doing, Laurie? How you doing, Don?
Hi. Apparently
Have you heard of the
it comes...
Gripweeds, Booker?
What's that?
The Gripweeds? The band that Don is featuring with the...
Well, Don, you're cutting out two heads up
Yeah,
there.
you got two heads cut off, but that's okay.
No.
Booker's from Brooklyn. This is a Jersey band.
They're a Jersey band.
Oh, so what?
Are they signed?
Yes.
Oh, to who?
I think they're on Gem Records now.
Jam Records.
Gem.
Jam.
And they did a whole album worth of 60s pop group covers, and they're astounding.
Oh my God!
Covers.
Speaking of astounding, Booker.
Oh yeah, Booker. We heard
Man,
your
we heard one of your new songs.
single, whatever it is. That's
It was on YouTube.
I can never remember the name of it, but man, does that song
it's the newest
push. What the hell was it called?
It is what it is?
No.
It's not one of the.
That's old.
No, it's one of the newer ones.
Okay, from a whisper to a scream, or
Something about undid, undone,
oh, beautiful disunity.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It sounds very metally.
Man, it was
Yeah,
like
it is.
Metal prog.
but it's I hate to say more intelligent, but it's well, when you have Corey out in front of a band like that, it's not quite as metally as it would be if he wasn't there. And
It's
you
more
were
metal
just,
than
you were
I-
just in the pocket, and,
Yeah, man.
Taekwon was putting it down. And
Yeah.
of course, Mike is crazy.
We just ran across it on
But
YouTube.
yeah, we just hit it by accident, man. It kicks ass. What a great record, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
Nah, you're welcome.
Now we got to get out there and play it live.
I heard
Well,
that
that's
with my
coming,
dad
man.
here. Yeah, it's coming.
People got to hear it first.
Yeah, well,
That's true.
Well, Laurie Richardson said that's an awesome song, so she's got the CD.
yeah, it's a
and
great
wearing
song.
it out.
Yep. Can you wear out a CD?
Asked that last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you sit on it.
Don? Wear out a CD?
Don?
Don?
What? Huh?
Can you
What?
wear out a CD?
I still have the earliest CD that I ever bought, which I think was Dire Straits when CDs first came out, and it still plays. There were rumors that
They
they
were
had a
supposed to-
lifespan. No, yeah.
Yeah, they were supposed to last 15 years.
Well,
Wow, that's it?
Yeah, they were supposed to last 15 years, and that was it.
no.
But, you know,
Okay, this band behind Dom, the Gripweeds, is the girl, the singer.
she's one of them. Steve, this drummer is like Keith Moon.
Which one
Really?
is he? Does he have a head or
Yeah,
not?
is he one of the headless ones?
It's hang on. How do you do this? Oh, it's him.
Oh, the guy behind it looks like a
Oh.
drummer.
Yeah.
That looks.
Yeah, it does.
I didn't know. I just watched one of their videos. Remember the Knickerbockers and the song
Sure.
Lies?
Sure.
They covered that. It's like
Wow.
Why
it's,
don't you find them?
I have to give credit to Apple, playlists that they see that I'm a sucker for power pop, and it showed up, and I was like, who the hell is this?
Wow.
I mean,
Oh,
it's
just-
really a lot of talent and great singers, good players. But the drummer is like, he actually reminds me of a drummer from a band that I worked with that never got a record out because because they were on Genya Raven's label.
I thought you were going to
Is this streaming tonight? It says it's streaming. I have to watch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, her the motto of the record label is called Polish Records or Polish Records, depending on how you ask. And the motto was, "Who do I have to get off this label?"
Oh.
That's a good one.
Well, that's like when the Who was signed to MCA, they called it the Musicians Cemetery Association.
Right. There's a wonderful reuse of acronyms. Anyway,
Yeah.
he's now a very successful film composer. His place is in Irvington, and we've kept in touch. A guy named Robert Miller, which is a very common name. It just, I mean, you would get a kick out of these guys. You should check them out.
Well, it's funny because I thought about,
I like pop music.
I do too. I'm a
Yeah.
sucker for it.
I thought about, I've decided that I'm going to pursue a record deal for my trio. I mean, I just have to. And then I thought, maybe because all of the great power trios no longer exist, I thought maybe we should do a record called Trios and do like a Hendrix song, a Cream song, a Blue Cheer, whatever. And I thought that might be a cool sort of retro thing to do. But
What's the most obscure trio we musos here on this can think of? Who's the most obscure trio who qualify as a trio?
Obscure?
I don't know. That's a tough one.
Well, you know, for 10 points in the toss-up question, you're gonna have to get into it. Come on.
Well, like I said,
Well, let's ask the children.
Blue
Hey,
Cheer.
children.
Blue Cheer was
Blue Cheer, you know, it's so funny. Just before you said Blue Cheer, I thought, was Blue Cheer a trio?
Yeah,
They probably were. Yeah.
Was that the band Cyndi Lauper was in?
No,
No.
no. Oh, here's
was
our
something,
resident alien. He'll tell us.
Yes.
Joe, we need a name of an obscure power trio from the 60s or 70s.
Not the gripweeds?
You were listening because you don't.
I was, but I'm a power pop guy myself. That's why my friends the Rubinoos are a band that I spend a lot of time with.
Yes.
They've been power pop since the early 70s from Berkeley.
Okay. Well, I've got two that just came into my transom.
Okay.
Taste with Rory Gallagher.
Oh, uh-huh.
And the other one that I just forgot.
Okay,
Robin Trower. Was
Robin Trower.
Yeah.
We do Robin Trower. We do Day of the Eagle, and what's the other one that we do?
Bridge of Sighs?
No. Well, we do Day of the Eagle, and it goes into. Come on! If Angus was here, he sings them. But if Angus was here,
well, Sue came up with one.
Sue did.
The Black Keys. But that's not like from the.
They're a duet, aren't they?
There are only two.
Now it's three, I think.
Oh.
But it was a duo.
Well, one of them is schizophrenic, so it counts as a trio.
Wonderful.
I mean, what about the Soft Machine or Moby Grape or?
Whoa! There were 3 guitar players in Moby Grape. They were like 5 or 6. But the Soft Machine opened for Hendrix when I saw them at Stony Brook. And they were virtually unlistenable.
What about the Zombies? How many people were in that band?
A lot, as they had a lead singer.
And they had a keyboard player and other
Keyboards.
Yeah. All right, it'll come. It'll come.
I think when you saw Jack Bruce with the Junkies.
No, that was for now because that was...
Well, as we spoke about last week, when I saw Mountain at the Island Garden, it was a trio.
Right.
Man, let me tell you what,
How about the trio of doom? That was Jaco Pastorius, Tony Williams, and John McLaughlin.
I don't think that was pop though. That might have been.
Well, no, still that qualifies. That's deep. That's very deep.
You know, and I saw a version of that band with Jack Bruce and Larry Young on keyboards.
Oh.
It was Tony Williams' Lifetime.
Okay, BSC says Rory Gallagher.
Oh, Rory Gallagher.
Amazing.
There you go.
And Laurie Richardson totally agrees. She loves the Bridge of Sighs.
Oh, great.
Mm-hmm.
The
Sue
whole
says
record
Cream.
is great. But what is the other song that we do we do 2 Robin Trower.
Hot Tuna was a trio.
That's pretty obscure.
Wes Bruce and Lang, but that's sort of an offshoot.
Why don't you?
It's all right. All right.
Now I got to look up our
I'm
song
looking.
list here. You're looking?
Yes, that's what I do.
Yes, it is what you do. If I can do it faster.
See what I started?
You see, this is what you started.
See what I did there?
How far? But wait, are we trying to do 60s, 70s?
Doesn't matter. Just obscure trios.
I did it faster.
Oh, obscure.
Esoteric.
2 Rolling Stones.
I believe it is. 2 Rolling.
Oh man, we watched this thing on YouTube the other night about bands that.
Oh, shit.
Did you know the Allman Brothers after
Feuds, internal
Dwayne Allman
feuds.
died?
I mean, they have such gossipy, weird shit on YouTube. Bands, the internal feuds. Like, it's just crazy what people do to each other. I mean,
well, then you have to bring up, for those of you of our generation, has anyone not heard the Trogs tapes?
I have not heard the Trogs tape.
Oh, it's legendary. It's after they did Wild Thing, and they did Love Is All Around You, I think, was the Trogs as well as their little pop song. So they hadn't had any hits. And somebody was running a tape recorder in the control room. And they're trying to come up with something. And it's hysterical. It's absolutely hysterical.
Is
And
it available for public consumption?
We saw,
it's gotta be on YouTube. You just put on the Trogs tapes. And
we
there's
saw
this one part where someone in the band is trying to explain to the drummer how to play the beat that he played, but he's forgotten how to play. And it's dubba 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 jump, dubba 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 jump. You fucking played it before. And they're like from the north of England. So they've got this wonderful Geordie accents. And it goes on for a while, and it's really, really funny.
Oh, well, we'll have to pull that one up. I probably won't get busted for playing that.
Michael says Tipton, Entwistle, and Powell.
Oh yeah,
That was a band?
yeah. Well, it was John played with Glenn Tipton
Oh, I've got one.
what?
Trapeze
Trapeze
with Glenn Hughes.
Right, man.
I
played with Glenn out at a fantasy camp. Great singer, Glenn Hughes.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh,
And he's got a trio out now.
How
Yep.
about James Gang?
Ah,
Yeah.
winner. Yeah.
BSC says Triumph. I think that was
Yeah.
70s or 80s.
Triumph was
Yeah.
that?
And Rush, I
Yeah, him
guess.
on the show, Rick Emmett.
Yeah, Rick Emmett was on.
He was on the show for like 2
I
hours.
just pulled up this Wikipedia thing. It's a list of power trios.
Ah,
Okay.
And what do you got?
Adrian Ballou, power trio.
Right.
Hmm.
Let's see some weird ones. It has Beck, Bogert, and a piece.
Yeah.
Is Danko Jones?
Rick Danko?
No, I don't. Danko Jones is the name of it. Cosmic Psychos.
Right. How about Captain
Name, I love the name. Everclear.
Oh,
Everclear.
There's one called Fudge Tunnel.
Oh!
Okay.
you can't say that.
They opened for the Butthole Surfers.
Wow.
Fudge Tunnel!
Yeah, they open for the Butthole Surfers. Is that what you said?
Oh
Okay.
man, because there's other ones, of course, like Buddy Holly and the Crickets, Hot
Yeah.
Tuna. Then there's Husker Du.
Husker Du, which
They're
means
great. They're
Oh, but
great.
Buddy Holly. I mean, that's a good point. You
That's
know,
a really good
a
one.
power pop trio from the very beginning.
And I guess after the first album, after Chris Bell left Big Star became a trio.
Mm-hmm.
And technically, King's X's.
oh, they were great. What about
They're still great. They're out now.
Who that?
Were they a trio?
John Butcher Axis?
Oh yes.
Oh, okay.
Hendrix ripoff.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I got to tell you something because I worked on the first Stevie Ray Vaughan record. They brought it to Mix It Media Sound, and I was the second engineer on it. And they were the nicest people you'd ever want to know. And John Hammond Sr. was producing it. And I kind of turned my nose up at it and said, like, who is this Hendrix imitator? Not realizing, and I only worked on it for a couple of days because I was like, I don't want to work on this. It's like, what a mistake. Talk about the great mistakes of one's career.
what about Grand Funk Railroad?
What about
Yeah.
them?
No, but I looked them up, but I think they count as 4.
How's that?
Well, how do they count as 4?
Hold on, I just looked them up because I
Maybe
also
they
was
count as
thinking
4 'cause
Spirit, but
I had their live album, and it was definitely just 3 guys on stage.
Yeah, E
Yeah.
Pluribus Funk.
Yeah, on that round album that looked like the coin. There were
Yeah,
3
they-
of them.
They
I
added a
got a
keyboard player
couple.
later.
The Minutemen. There was a punk band, the Minutemen. Meat Puppets.
Meat puppet. Oh, well,
Los Lonely Boys.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Wow. Niacin.
Wow. And wait a minute. What about who did? Oh God.
well, Steve Campos saying Primus, but that's like,
Yeah, but
you're
that's too
talking
new. That's not
60s,
quite- yeah.
70s. You're too young.
Yeah, you're too
coming
young.
up with
Yeah,
all
back
these
to the
80s,
crib,
90s
Steve.
things.
I mean, obvious, but the Police, but that's not obscure.
Yeah.
That's not true, yeah.
But, all right.
On its way to town. What was the name?
There was a band called the Presidents of the United States.
Yes. Were they a trio?
Yeah, they were a trio.
Wow. Well, there was also
Dead Kennedys.
wait a minute. Was Firesign Theater a trio?
No. I would. Oh man.
Oh,
Shout out to condoms. If you lived here, you'd be home by now.
Exactly. I'm not talking about
the
hate. I'm
Steve
talking
Morse
about-
Band,
Right.
Yeah.
I got it. Wait a minute. What was the
Stevie
name?
Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble,
Yeah.
Stray Cats.
Yes.
They were a three-piece?
Stray
Yep.
Cat, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, speaking of a Booker, I saw something that just blew my mind. The minute I saw it, I thought of you. I saw a guy, and I'm sure this is probably old school to you, but to me, I've never seen it before. I saw a guy playing a 5-string stand-up bass.
Yeah.
Blew my mind. The guy was
What
playing.
was his name? There was a guy named Chubby. Oh, who'd he play with? But he had one in the 50s.
Oh, really? In the
Yeah, Chubby Jackson was his name.
This guy was just, he was
Yeah, right.
playing percussion on the thing, and these tricks.
They're fairly common now. You know,
I've
because
never seen-
there are a lot of, because of things like Wagner and a couple of other composers, those notes below the low E are common in orchestral music. So there's a lot of guys with extensions, but some other guys just go like, you know what? Let's put another string on this.
That's awesome. I mean, it blew my mind. I love that. I love that.
It all changes how, the instrument sounds and stuff like that. Because even on electric bass, the E sounds different on a 5-string
Right.
as opposed to a
Absolutely.
4-string. And on a 6-string, that low B sounds different than it does on a 5-string.
I just thought of a band, Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Yeah,
That's
before
good.
they had 1,000 other people.
Yeah,
Young.
yeah.
Nash, Young, and Johnson, and whatever.
Reeves and Taylor.
Crosby, Stills, and Nash can't have 6 people.
We saw their documentary. Oh
man.
my God.
Wow.
It's like can you guess who the biggest asshole is?
Man, it's
Wow.
like they were competing for the
Oh,
prize.
Brenda says ZZ Top, yeah.
Oh, ZZ
That's
Top.
good,
But they're
Brenda.
not obscure, though.
Yeah, it's not obscure.
They're
Yeah.
not obscure.
I gotta think of this.
Palace.
Well, there's
There's
a great
know what
there's
that
a-
What
there's
is
a great story, and I forget where the documentary was. And when Crosby went in for his liver transplant, and Nash was with him, and as he's wheeling him into the operating room, Nash says to Crosby, he says, "Don't you fucking die and leave me alone with Stills."
That's what Townsend said to Daltrey after John died.
Yeah.
Great, you left me with him.
Let's see. One of the ones that came up was West, Bruce, and Lang.
Yeah.
That'll do.
And then Winery Dogs.
Oh, yeah, that was after.
Yeah, Winery Dogs was, yeah.
Zebra came up.
What about David Lee Roth's band?
What about him?
Well, with him in it, it's 4 people.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's
Well, actually 5 with him in it.
Him and his ego.
Well, there you go.
Man, yeah. I love, you talk about dysfunction in a band, man. Those guys. And Roth is he's just so, he's my favorite asshole. I mean,
Okay, Michael says Dinosaur Jr.
Yeah,
Junior.
yeah, that's on here.
I'm trying to think of this band that we. Oh God, I can't think of the name of the band, and it's something like Dinosaur, but it's
I
not.
don't know Dinosaur Jr.
Well, maybe you are so old that you know Dinosaur Senior.
That's gold.
The
Yeah,
Steve Morse band.
That's nothing.
that's nothing.
We've been married almost 40 years. In September, it'll be
What?
40 years. So.
What? Maybe we
I
should have
was?
that extra bedroom set.
So you were saying this, we got onto this because you said you wanted to do something with your trio.
All right.
Well, I'm trying to think of something, I don't want to just. I've always been about the original material, or something to that thing. And the redeeming thing about Rat Race was we did all our stuff our way, so it was kind of like not playing covers because we would just do whatever we wanted to it. But I was thinking, if we could do, and I don't know about obscure, if we did, Cream or Hendrix or Robin Trower, or
if you're too obscure, nobody will come.
Well, that's not true, because if you think about
Alan Holdsworth.
Yeah, well, right. No, but I mean, think about all the blues guys that the Stones took all their stuff from, and Led
Emerson,
Zeppelin
Lake,
took
and Palmer. That's a three-piece.
Right.
Not obscure.
Yes.
Yeah. But not, I mean,
Not obscure.
not obscure.
Nope.
Why can I not think of this band? It's just driving me nuts.
Well, did you see them?
No, but we had their it doesn't matter.
You had what?
We had their 8-track tape. I think Larry stole it, and we used to listen to it all the time. And it had the Ukrainian circus is on its way to town, and I don't know. It was the wackiest thing
Well,
ever.
Michael says Joe always brings it back to the topic.
There you go. Bring it back to the topic. Joe.
Gotta have somebody that
try to keep the show on track.
Gotta do that. You really have to do that. So that's all. It's all good. Yeah. So
I guess Mousy's working.
She's working.
Where's she working?
She's at Bergen Pack or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's great. Tom's working. Well, every time I see a new picture of him,
He's doing graduations.
This is the guy who was supposed to be retired.
Yes.
Yeah, she said she has a comedian, one mic tonight.
Oh, one mic.
That's what we call the cakewalk, my friends.
She'll be knitting.
Yeah, she'll be knitting.
Knitting while she's
with
mixing.
one hand.
Last night, I played a gig from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. in the lobby at Kings County Hospital.
Wow. Why
And
so?
it was really kind of strange because nobody expected us to be there, and the people that hired us they're starting something where they're putting musicians in the lobbies. But when I got there, I said, "You sure this wasn't supposed to be 11 a.m. to 2 p.m.?"
Yeah, I think those sick people.
No, and it wasn't. It was really 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. and it was they're just trying it out. They paid us a lot of money to just try it out.
Wow. I bet there's a lot of boomers in that hospital.
Was it jazz or was it,
We didn't play. We played a little bit of jazz, but it was mostly really like vintage R&B.
Wow. How big a group? How many guys?
It was vocalists, keyboards, and bass.
Wow.
The guys you play with at Arthur's?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And where was this, in a lobby?
In the lobby. It was in the D lobby at Kings County Hospital.
Wow.
Did patients come out of their room?
No. This was really more for staff than anything else.
That's what I was going to say. They're the only ones that are awake.
Staff than anything else. So they came out, and then, the first set, there was a bunch of people there. Second set, there was nobody. And then the third set, there was a bunch of people. I said, "Oh, we must have been like in the middle of the changing shifts."
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because there was people in the third set too. And they were sorry we were going at 2 a.m.
Our children's hospital had a grand piano in the atrium, and there was a
but
guy
it was during the day.
Yeah, well, it was during the day.
And then I'm doing another strange thing with my wedding band. We're doing a wedding on Monday.
Wow.
That is strange.
Someone said, "How do you have a wedding on Monday?" Well, it's for the daughter of a keyboard player named Robbie Buchanan. Robbie Buchanan did a ton of work with Quincy Jones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's his daughter's wedding. So I said, if your daughter's getting married and you're a musician, when can your friends come? On Monday.
That's right.
Monday's the only day.
Oh, we just got a text from Mousy. Sorry, guys, forgot to say I have a gig at Bergen Pack tonight.
Yep.
Comedian Tom Papa. One mic. Let's see, let me open my phone and read the rest of it. One mic, that's what we call a cakewalk, my friends. Have a great show. Aww.
I kind of paraphrased it, but that was it, yeah.
She sent that 10 minutes ago, 7:27, and she sent pictures of the stage and her board.
You got this? Where's mine?
Right here.
I don't have it.
Right there.
Did she send it to you?
She doesn't have Mommy's phone number.
Well, I didn't get it.
I don't know. I just looked at my phone and it was there.
Nice. Nah. Gotta love the blue lights. Oh,
Yeah, I love blue lights.
it's very funny.
6 people.
Here's the board, and like there's one fader up.
Nice lights.
That's
though.
a nice room.
Yeah.
Where is that? The Bergen Pack?
Pack.
Oh, and I see the iPad. So yeah, she's in it. But that's very funny. Yeah, look.
She
I
must
don't
have
know if
been
you can
listening
see
to
that.
the
Can
show.
you see the one fader?
I see it. The one on the left.
We love you, Mouse. If you're out there listening,
We love you, miss you, Mousy.
yeah, Tom.
So
Pop.
this is, for that wedding on Monday, Robbie's gonna play a bunch of songs with us, but it's a really schizophrenic kind of like request list. He's asking for one of the songs though is Shaka Khan's version of "We Can Work It Out."
Yep.
And bassline, it's a synth bass line by Greg Phil and Gaines, and it's basically a 4.5-minute bass solo. And I went and got a transcription of it, and it is a monstrous pain in my ass.
Oh, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
It's like the first day I did it, I said, okay, if I get through the first page, we can move to the second page. And then I did, of course, that and got to the second page. And then the third page is really, it's got all these crazy things that only keyboard players do playing bass lines, because we know that a keyboard bass line can be like a typewriter. A real bass player never does those things. And on the same record that they chose that song from, there's a song called I Know You, I Live You, which is one of two of my favorite Shaka songs. And it's Anthony Jackson on bass. And it's a masterpiece, the way he plays it. And I'm like, why couldn't they pick that song?
Well, just wait till they're all whacked and play it anyway. That's good.
But they asked for Black Cow, and he's going to play that with us. And the song Wildflower.
Oh, yeah.
Requests.
Cool. It'll be great. And well, what's the pieces in that combo?
In that combo, there's 4 vocalists up front.
Ooh.
Okay. There's 3 horn players, and there's possibly a 4th horn player with that band. It's keyboards, bass, drums, guitar, and an added keyboard player with Robbie.
Just let the keyboard player play that bass line.
But I sent him the chart, and he sent me back a text and said, "Ha ha ha, tag her in."
I tell you, that's one thing that I always wanted to do, because when I was learning MIDI back in the late '80s and early '90s, when I was, I would just write whatever I could on whatever, I would try to write a song every day using a different sound, and I wound up doing a lot of horn arrangements of stuff. I always wanted to play with a Tower of Power type of band, just because of the power of it, but like maybe a little bit more fusion than Tower of Power, but certainly not. I would go with T.O.P. over Blood, Sweat, and Tears, because they were just monstrous. But I always wanted to play in a big band with horns, and just because
it's really funny when you play with those horn bands. You find out that most of that sound comes like 3 guys. three guys can really do that sound, with the exception of, like that baritone saxophone sound. But even in Tower Power, it's not the main part of the sound of the horn section. It's that tenor player, it's that trumpet player, and it's maybe another saxophone player that really create that sound.
Well, we had John Scarpula on the show, who plays with, I guess the current version of Tower of Power, and they had a new.
He's out with Diana Ross right now.
Yeah, well, he played What Is Hip.
Yeah,
he played
man,
his video of that. Oh,
shit, that's just so. I mean,
and he played a clip of Diana Ross, and he told us,
yeah.
Oh man, he told us that she wouldn't let you couldn't look her in the
You
eye.
can't look her in the eye.
You had to call her Miss Ross.
Yeah, but you know what though, Diana, there's all of these younger people, like Lauryn Hill is that way too. You have to call her Ms. Hill. And I'm like going, she hasn't been around long enough to. Diana Ross is an icon. I understand having to call her Ms. Ross. I wouldn't mind that at all. Not looking in her eye is a whole nother thing.
Well, it was man, and I forgot to. Clark Gayton.
Yeah.
First of all, how is he? Is he okay?
He's as well as can be. I don't
really know. We can
he hasn't really improved past a certain point.
Please, if you talk to him, please tell him that we're thinking about him. But he made me laugh so hard telling me those Prince stories.
Oh man!
Yeah, because I was the one that prompted that. Remember?
Yes, you were. I tell you what, that was one. So that's some of the funniest shit. He said the guy told him, "Don't look him in the eye. Don't call him Prince."
Call him the artist.
Call him the artist or
sir or
boss.
Or boss, yeah.
And he said the first thing I did was look him in the eye and call him Prince.
That's Clark though.
Oh man, he was good.
When because I had a meeting with Lauryn Hill, and before I got to her, the first thing they said to me was, "It's Miss Hill, and unless she says something directly to you, don't say anything." And the first thing I said, she walked into the room. I said, "What are we doing?"
I couldn't be in that.
Get over herself.
Couldn't be in that. I could not do that. And you know what? Well, I don't even like it when people call me sir in a nightclub
or Mr. Longo.
I can't handle that shit, man. It's that's. But listen, everybody has their, as they say. Everybody has their own way of walking, so we'll just leave it at that.
Well, Steve Campo said, "Fuck these people."
Hey, nicely put, Steve. Got 2 words for them.
Back to the horn things. I did a bunch of stuff with, Benny's band, and that horn section was Al Ches, Kevin Osborne on trombone, and I can't remember the saxophone player's name, but we did What Is Hip, and I didn't miss a damn thing with those 2 guys.
Wow.
Well, I mean, I have played with the Uptown Horns at the China Club. But I mean, I'm talking about actually having a band that was that. Because I wrote so much cool fusion stuff for horns. You remember I put the horns on our thing.
Yes.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, I want to be in that band.
He loves the Sound Machine, Miami Sound Machine.
Yeah, Sound Machine.
What's funny about the Miami Sound Machine is that once you hear Gloria Estefan sing in Spanish, you never want to hear her sing in English again.
Really? Did you sing Spanish at the Garden?
So it's like listening to a different vocalist.
I saw her at the Garden. I mean,
the Miami Sound Machine.
I had primo seats. She was just holy shit.
The whole band.
The whole frickin'
the band is killed.
Well, that's Emilio. He's just whipping everybody. But wow, man, they were just. I love that. See, that's the other thing. I love Latin because of the percussion and the whole. I
had a rehearsal at, remember Montana Rehearsal Studios?
Yeah.
Yep.
I had a rehearsal at Montana, and I can't remember who I was playing with, but I had to leave and go to another rehearsal, right? And as I walked out the door, in the A room was Mark Anthony and his band.
Oh.
And I stood outside the door and just listened. Made me late, and I'm never late. I'm
That's
never. And I was just going, oh my God. It was like the drool was coming out the side of my mouth. It was so good.
Wow,
Yeah,
Mark
you see, but
Anthony.
I would have to walk in there and pick some sticks up or start doing something, man. I mean, I can't.
I had a friend of mine say, when I said something about marketing, they said, oh, Mr. Jennifer Lopez. I said, man, he was selling out the garden before we knew who the hell she was.
Right.
Yeah, I don't like when people do that.
Yeah, it's,
But remember what I just said. He was selling out the garden before we knew who the hell she was.
yeah, she's still Jenny from the block.
So I have a question for Booker. I mean,
Yes.
we met Rocco Prestia at a bar in Las Vegas. I think it was during one of the NAB convention, or no, maybe it was Anaheim.
Mm.
The guy I was with was the biggest Tower Power fan. How hard is it as a bass player to play what is hip for 4 minutes?
For 4 minutes, for me, not really that hard, but I'm of that school of bass player. For most other bass players, playing 16th notes and being able to mute it properly and to know which hand actually does the muting,
Yeah.
is extremely hard. That's why that's why not everybody does that.
Yeah. I mean, between him and Garibaldi, just like get out of town.
Yeah, that was a sick rhythm section.
Yeah.
What about
And
Frazier?
But then you hear like the same version on steroids was Jaco and Peter Erskine together. That was that Tower Power rhythm section on steroids, was those two.
I
and
love
then, and Lenny is every Saturday night on NBC, Lenny Pickett.
That's right. He's one of the nicest guys in the world.
He is. And
really
it's like when people say, Jeff Beck played notes that weren't on the guitar, Lenny plays notes that aren't on the sax. when he goes into that harmonic stratosphere, that's really scary stuff.
The bass player on Saturday Night Live, James Genus.
Yes.
He's one of those guys that's got a right hand that could do that forever if you felt like it.
Yeah, that's a great rhythm section. And of course, Sean Pelton.
Sean, yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
What a feel. What a feel. You hear him on a record, it's him.
Yeah.
So the first time I ever saw him play, he was subbing for Van Romain with, you remember a guitar player named Gordon Gaines?
I don't.
Gordon Gaines used to play every Monday night at the bitter end.
Oh.
And Gordon Gaines was so ridiculous. He passed away in the 90s, but he was so ridiculous. You could see guys come in there that were guitar players, and you knew they were never touching a guitar again when they left.
I had that experience. There was a guitar player we saw in Nashville on Lower Broadway. His name will come back to me eventually in my senile brain. And they played like 4 sets, and it was one of the best guitar players I've ever seen in my life. And the name will come to me after this is all over. And he gets off the stage, and I said, son, come here, son. Because, everyone's son to me. And I said, where did you learn how to play like that? And he said, oh, I went to school in Ohio, and I, this, that, and the other thing. And I said, I have never seen anything like it. He goes, oh, do you play? And I said, not after tonight. It was like one of those.
Yeah, that was like seeing Alan Holdsworth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But interestingly enough,
he was opening for Montrose at the Ritz.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember that he picked up his guitar and he was doing a solo, and you get the little stupid look on your face, and it looked like his left hand just went like.
Yeah, but if you read Ted Templeman's book, he said, as great as Alan Holdsworth was, very difficult to work with, apparently.
Really?
But I don't know Holdsworth's work that well, but I do know that
I saw Holdsworth with Bill Bruford, Eddie Jobson, and what's his name playing bass from Long Island?
Oh, that guy.
Huh? Yeah, that guy.
I'm from Long-
Famous guy?
No, I can't think of his name now. He's really into boxing, and he was Jeff Berlin.
Oh, okay. Talk about difficult people to work with.
Yeah.
They must have been a match made in heaven.
I fucked with Jeff Berlin so bad. It was right before the Sugar Ray Leonard Roberto Duran fight, right? And he's wearing a T-shirt that said Roberto Duran, the next whatever it was middleweight champion of the world. Right? On stage, that's what he's wearing. And this was, I think it was at the bottom line. It had to be the bottom line. And we're outside after the show, and Jeff comes out, and he's wearing the shirt. And I said, man, you really played your ass off tonight. I only saw one mistake. And he looked at me like,
what?
And I pointed at his shirt. Because that was the one that Leonard won anyway.
Yeah.
So it really was the only mistake he made all night. But I only saw one mistake.
Well, speaking of great guitar players, once you get me started, I don't stop. I've been submerging myself because he does something once every morning out of Nashville, is Tom Bukovac, who if he's like a first call session player in Nashville. I think he's from Detroit originally. And he does a thing called homeschooling, and he goes by the moniker Uncle Larry.
Mm.
He goes, here's your Uncle Larry, and sometimes he'll just play, and he's so tasteful, and then all of a sudden he'll just start shredding. So it's like he can, but he chooses when. And he also said, oh yeah, and we had to learn all these Yes songs, and he starts playing all these Steve Howe licks, and it's like, what can't you do? So if you get a chance, it's called Homeschooling
With Uncle Larry.
With Uncle Larry on YouTube. And
there was all of the Chet Atkins things, because he used to like eat Roy Clark alive.
Oh, and Roy
could play.
And he used to eat him alive. And there's a thing I call the Roy Clark joke, and the Roy Clark joke is someone walked up to Roy playing guitar and said, "Hey Roy, that's a great sounding guitar." And he took the guitar off, held it out in front of him, and said, "How's it sound now?"
I heard that attributed, and I've heard that attributed to Chet. So that's interesting.
Yeah, it was Chet.
It was Chet.
It was Chet.
Yeah. How's it sound now? Yeah.
How's it sound now? Yeah.
That's a great line.
The truth is, it's your hands. It ain't.
That's right. It's not the wand. It's the magician.
Yep. That's right.
That's right. So,
It's time for me to go.
Okay.
Yeah,
This is still a couple of weeks, a few weeks before congestion pricing, because when congestion pricing happens, I'm not even leaving my house before 8:45.
What time does it kick in?
It kicks in at 9 a.m. Well, during the week, it's 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. And so that means that I would have to enter the city just after 9, which is what I will be doing. And on the weekends, it's 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. But it goes from paying $15 to enter the business district to $375.
Wait a minute. I don't know what this. What is
congestion pricing? Is a toll to go into Manhattan, the business district, from 64 below 61st.
$375?
No, $3.75
is normal.
Is no, that's the off peak time.
That's the off
and
then the
rest
and the
of
congestion is $15. Right.
$15. But I'm like,
currently you pay nothing.
How are they saying it's peak time in Manhattan at 9 a.m. on a Sunday? As far as I'm concerned, Sunday should be free.
Is this something new?
Yeah.
Yes, and it's why there are certain politicians that will never get my vote again.
I remember when the Throgs Neck Bridge was 50 cents, so
Yeah.
It's let's date ourselves.
Yeah,
But right now it's free, right?
Yeah, that's why he's got to go.
There's no toll at any time at this point until it starts, right? It's not like they're raising the toll. They're
No,
starting.
I took an Uber about a month ago, and they charged me a congestion pricing fee of $250, and then you find out that that's how much Ubers and cars like that are going to be charged per trip in and out. So they get charged $2.50 as opposed to us who get charged $15 peak time.
That's
That's
crazy.
bullshit.
But they pass that on to the consumer. But I'm going, how did that happen? How did I get charged that a month ago?
Right.
That was
So
Deacon.
they're already charging you for it.
I think that's Uber's new motto is Uber. We plan ahead.
Uber, I don't have it. It used to be really a bargain to get an Uber, and it was really easy. And now, at certain times, I live. If I took an Uber to and from Arthur's, it would probably cost me over $100.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Man.
That's
Yeah.
craziness, man.
It was the golden age of Uber.
Because I'd be going at peak time, and peak time it could be up to. I'll tell you what it would cost leaving the house right now. Let's see.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it's nuts. Let's see.
Wow.
I mean, Uber and Lyft, they were going to make everything cheaper and more efficient.
No,
Yeah.
that was the demo.
So was Tesla.
Yeah. So the cheap version, the fastest one right now would be $42.13 one way.
Wow.
One way.
Without the tip.
And if I took something like that's an Uber X, which might be an SUV, but since I'm taking a small rig with me, I'd probably need an XL, which is definitely an SUV, and that would be just over $50.
I'll take you for $25.
Scooter.
Yeah.
Get a Vespa.
Well,
Yeah, tough with a
I have a
Vespa.
car, so I just
Well,
don't want to pay.
I'll say what Arthur's for us, bro. Have a great
All
show.
right.
Everybody have a great weekend. It's
Yeah,
over.
have a great weekend. Joe, I know you're dying to show us your pasture. Take care.
Bye, Booker.
I don't have one today. What's yours, Don?
Yeah. Well,
I planned ahead on this day. On this day, I was going to say Charles Darwin. Walt Whitman was born in 1819.
I love his sampler.
The Whitman said,
I know, but you never know what you're going to get.
Lots
all
of
right.
chocolates.
I did the cheap pasture. I cheaped out on my pasture today. This is my pasture.
What is it? Oh, all different pictures of Steve.
This is Steve from the pasture. Pick one. Which one of those did you know?
The one with the long hair.
Yeah, oh, you
That's it.
definitely knew that one. Yep, yes, you did. Yes, you did. And the one next to that, the black and white one, the profile, that's the first Rat Race band picture ever.
Whoa.
I think I was 15. Yeah.
Are you on the drums looking at another guy in the band?
No, we're actually in Pepe Ficaretta's living room, and
The whole band sitting there on the
yeah,
mother's
yeah,
couch.
Yeah,
Oh, sweet.
it's priceless.
Yeah.
But yeah, you knew the Ryan Gosling look. Don.
That's awesome.
Yeah, well, there you go. And of course, whatever, I'm in there. I think they look like me. All right, well, listen, I'm going to bail. It's time to, it's time to go.
Yes.
All right.
See you next
See you
week.
next
Weekend.
week.
It was
Bye.
fun.
Yep. Nope. Everyone's just,
Everybody's
boom, they're
gone.
good. Now I'm left with all these guys. Look at that one. The little
Yeah.
one. Oh, my God. Okay, well, I can't, enough of that. I can't look at that too much. So anyway, on that happy note, I hope you guys had a good time tonight. It was cool. It's always cool talking shop with those guys.
They had a great
And,
time. Everybody said they loved the show.
no, you know what? That's Friday.
Yes.
And you got Angus coming up with a rewind on Tuesday, unless I don't know why he didn't show up tonight, but
Well,
you never
that's
know
Angus.
why. That
And
is
then
Angus.
Wednesday, we're back with Anything Goes.
Yes, Anything Goes Wednesday. And Lila, I'm going to have something special for you, so we'll see you Wednesday.
Yeah.
And love you all. And if I don't see you in the future, I'll see you in the pasture.
Good night, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Take care, kids.